exciting to follow his story. We'll have more this morning on AMHQ. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. I'm Jen Carfagno. It is Wednesday, March the 2nd. We've got some snow coming down out there right now. Another system set to dump more, and we do have a reported tornado to talk about from yesterday. So let's get the 60s by Tuesday. So tracking what's happening for you here temperature-wise, we're watching, of course, Chicago. We're watching some cooler air in Nashville this morning, but you're on the same trend. We're also watching what else is happening across the country. Here's Anna Rittis with more.
Good morning, Jen. Good morning to you at home. We begin our Wednesday coast-to-coast headlines.
See the temperatures budging a lot. That's a story for you. From the south to the northeast, you're getting ready for that as well. A lot of you in the northeast are going to find temperatures dropping. But then we look to New Orleans, where we've got a beautiful day ahead. The sunshine will be out, temperatures starting to rebound, and we get up to about 70 degrees today. It really looks fantastic into a good chunk of the south, I have to say. That sunshine going to help make it nice out there. That's the case in Jackson and New Orleans. Even Atlanta, temperatures will be cooler than yesterday. Nashville, cooler than yesterday. But we are going to keep it sunny, and that will feel good. We've got temperatures in the 60s in Tampa and Miami. That's where we hang on to some warmth. The front not making a lot of progress there. As you notice, just a couple of showers possible across northern Florida today. Front itself kind of washes out. Not going to see a lot of activity out of that in central and south Florida. Tampa, we're in the 70s. Miami, we are in the 80s, and we're thinking spring break, right? Lots of schools already starting their spring breaks, like University of Michigan on spring break this week. If you are in Florida, South Florida is the place to be with the warmth. Temperatures in Nashville only going to the upper 40s today. It is cooler than the past couple of days, but it's kind of a short-lived cool down, because by the weekend we're back to warm, and by next week we are really warm, and we've forgotten about this little cold change with the cold front coming on through. New Orleans, look at this. For example, 67 today, which is a smidge below average, but we're back up to the upper 70s tomorrow, and then we're in the 70s right through the end of the week into the weekend, and by next week we're talking 80, 81 degrees. So huge changes coming. We're going to be looking for a warm up across a good chunk of the eastern 2/3 of the country. Look at Atlanta. You're in it as well. Weekend, we end up with temperatures close to 70, and we're into the mid 70s by next week. Weekend is the huge temperature warm up. This big ridge of high pressure in the west that's kept us dry, also kept us incredibly warm with record heat in Phoenix one day after the next. That ridge is going to shift east, and you'll feel it in Denver. Look at Thursday's forecast. 69 degrees. What a weekend to go skiing in Colorado. They still got plenty of snow out there. It's been a great winter for them. And you're going to be skiing in just a t-shirt. It is going to be very warm this weekend in the west, there in the Intermountain West, I should say. Southern Plains warming up to the southeast, starting back to warm up. And you'll see signs by the time we get into the weekend of the warm up in the east. That really comes for you by next week. Now, coming up where there is winter, there are clippers, and we've about 19 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to AMHQ Early.
So we've got rain falling across the megalopolis. Let's check in on New York and show you what it looks like there. Manhattan Street View and Albany Route 87. You've got a rainy drive. You can notice the sheen on the roads.
Yes, so rain for now, Albany, and we should stay as all rain. Temperatures are in the 40s. However, there's a front not too far away that's coming through, and it'll knock down our temperatures. It's also going to bring in some wind, too. Half past the hour as AMHQ Early rolls on. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. So this is the time of year when it seems like Mother Nature can't decide. Is it winter? Is it spring? We're going to have a little bit of everything over the next couple of days, including some snow. But we do have a huge warm-up coming, and I'll show you those temperatures coming up or not in Iowa, at least by next week. So I'll show you those temperatures coming on up. But let's look at the snow. Winter Storm Quo definitely put down some big snow. Iowa and Michigan were the bigger winners, but definitely Michigan. So Delton, Michigan, 14 inches. Bad Axe, Michigan, 13 inches. We had Burt, Michigan coming in with 12.5, and Bridgeport, a little more than 12. So some great video you all shared out there. And I know Pure Michigan shared with me some video that folks are doing some snow dances out ahead of this, trying to get some more snow back in. So I guess you were wishing for that. You got it. You certainly got what you were looking for. Here's where we are right now. I know it made for a tough travel day yesterday. Now we've got a big snowpack out there, especially across the middle part of the LP of Michigan, the lower peninsula. A little bit of snow, not productive, just a couple of snowflakes out there getting some help from the lakes and that northwest flow behind our clipper. Now this system on the move, and you can see the snow coming down in Maine. We have a warm front out there, and you know that in Boston because when you step outside, it's 50. That warm front is on the move. It's going to lift up through Maine today, and that'll warm up the temperatures and change over from snow to rain for a lot of you in central Maine. Northern Maine, we get to hang on to the snow, and that's where it's going to add up here. We could see maybe more than a foot of snow in extreme northern Maine, especially up into the Allagash, where we get a little help from the mountains. It's all rain in Boston. The front comes through, knocks down our temperatures, brings through the rain by later today. In fact, we are dry by this afternoon for the ride home and for the kids getting off the bus here in the Boston area. So let's talk temperatures and the changes about to come too. Let's go to Indianapolis. Trace of snow yesterday. Today we're going to be just chilly, then the next system coming in, and by tonight we're going to be looking for a little more snow coming back into the picture. But what happens by the weekend? Because things really are going to change here. Nice warming trend coming for you in Indy, even though right now I know it's hard to believe since it is so cold out there, but we're going to flip-flop with our weather and we're going to warm it up. It's below average readings, just a smidge below average across the east for now, above average in the west. Hit record highs, it seems like nonstop in Arizona, 89 degrees yesterday in Phoenix, 89. That was a record. That is the kind of ridge we're talking about, and that's what's on the move to the middle of the country. It's not going to be 89, but it is going to be warm in Texas, back to the 70s. Could break some records today in West Texas, Lubbock, Amarillo. It's going to be a warm day there, potentially record-breaking. Denver, we're going to be warm in the mid-60s, and that's the warmth that's spreading by the weekend. Kansas City in the 60s, Grand Island in the 60s, Iowa, here we go. Waterloo, let's get our temperatures back into the 60s. Now, it might take a minute because, you know, we do have that snowpack we got to get rid of, but it'll go away fairly quickly with temperatures getting up to nearly 70 in Omaha by the time we get to Monday. And Chicago, we're getting back into the 50s. So Kansas City, I mean, look at this. We've got temperatures today that are going to be in the 60s. We dropped to the 50s briefly with that next clipper coming on through. And then after that, we are way back warming up into the 60s and even 70s by early next week. All right, other weather stories that we are tracking right now. Here's Anna Rittis with that.
The warm weather. Wow. So we are tracking Winter Storm Quo this morning, and Jen has the coolest gloves. We love this set.
It's always chilly in the studio, so any excuse to wear gloves. But these are pure Michigan gloves, and they're Michigan mittens, so we can show you where some of the biggest snow from Quo fell. Aren't these fantastic?
That cool? So we always talk about how Michigan is like, you know, your hands.
Use your hands.
And they say the thumb of the action will be in the thumb of Michigan.
Right. So all the snow yesterday fell down here. So in this part
like your
of the
pinky and your ring finger.
Right. Like right near Grand Rapids. Anyway, I'm going to keep these on. They sent me a little guide too.
Why don't you do the snow forecast?
Yeah, at least I'll do the snow totals. Okay. Because I had to look up where is Delton, Michigan. I didn't know offhand. I knew where some of the biggest snow was, but I didn't know exactly where Delton, Michigan was, and it's right here, not too far from Grand Rapids. More than a foot. We picked up more than a foot in Bad Axe, Michigan, too. Burt, Michigan, also right about over here, picked up a foot and 12.5 anyway. Bridgeport, 12.1 in Michigan. So you guys were the big winners when it came to the snowfall. I'd love to keep these on, but I'll put them off and let Anna Rittis wear them during this segment. That's where we saw some of the biggest snow. We actually saw a decent amount of snow across parts of lower Wisconsin as well, 5 to 8 inches. Waterloo, your golf courses where you might have been golfing this past weekend are now covered with snow. So here's what's left of Quo. When it comes to Michigan, things are pretty much over. We've got that northwest flow getting some help from the lakes, but this is not a big lake effect event. We are going to be looking for some snow across the highlands of Pennsylvania, the Allegheny Highlands, again, the Laurel Highlands, not looking for a tremendous amount of accumulation. Up into Maine, we will, simply because we're going to hang on to the snow a little bit longer in northern Maine, and that's where we still could pick up a foot of additional snowfall as this whole thing pulls up into Canada. The warm front on the move, though. So for a lot of you in central and southern Maine, if you're seeing snow right now, that's not going to last. We're going to change over to rain as the warm front pushes on through. The cold front is on the move, too, and that moves all the way through Boston, so it's just rain for you as this moves through today. And then it's going to be windy as the front is on the move. And that wind will be changing direction. Out ahead of it, a warm southerly wind. Winds are going to be 30, 40 miles per hour. Tremendous wind out there today. And then behind it, the winds change around from the west and northwest and still pretty gusty. Winds are going to be 20 to 25, even 30 miles per hour right through this evening. So today is that kind of day where it's warm this morning, the rain moves on through, and it's windy from morning to night. That is not changing. So in Syracuse, right now, the front on its way through. We're finding the wind out there, the wind now from the west. We're going to be looking for some snow showers, not a ton of accumulation. The wind with us right through tonight, and colder, much colder tonight than what we saw yesterday. Big changes coming. Pittsburgh, Anna Rittis has lost I don't know, 15 degrees in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, so you're going to need the gloves.